Welcome to the 121 host training video. My name is Amber. I am going to be the incoming host for the top of the hour. So considering it's a marathon meeting and it runs 24 hours, just about every hour, someone new is coming in to take over as host and chair. So as you can see right now, when I log into the meeting, you can see Diamond Dave is as host. Clint is as co-host, which also will mean chair. So right now, Dave and Clint are the only two in the meeting that have controls. Being able to go onto these sort of options right here and remove somebody, unmute someone, stop their video, lower their hand, and so on and so forth. As you can see, I have just the option to pin. Boring. So I am going to be basically logging in. We're going to take it from the point in time of as the host, logging into and hitting enter on the password for entering the 121 meeting. From there on out, you will see Clint will be wrapping up the hour. Diamond Dave and I will have a conversation so that he knows it's me and he's passing the host to the correct person. And I will then give my co-host or my upcoming chair co-host permission so that she is able to then at that point unmute herself, do her video, and so on and so forth. Okay. And I've just logged in. Yep, there we go. Clint will be saying the short version of the Serenity Prayer as I'm logging in.
My name is Clint Metzinger. I'm an alcoholic. Moment of silence followed by the reversion of the Serenity Prayer.
As you can see right now,
God grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot
I just
change,
messaged Dave and
the
let him
courage
know
to change the things that
I
we
am
can,
here to host.
and the wisdom.
See how he said you
know
need
the
your
difference.
camera on. So what I'll do is kick my camera on, and he'll pass me host after he verifies it me.
Amber, you are muted.
The host is, you are now the host. And then I am going to, normally the host would not be speaking on an open mic, but I need my participants in this video to be able to understand what I'm doing. As you can see, I now have the host permissions. So I have this security badge down here. We do never want to have collaborate with Zoom apps checked off. We never want to have share whiteboards checked off. We never want to have unmute themselves checked off. And we never want to have rename themselves checked off. And we never want to have allow participants to share screen checked off. Now, when you log in as the host, this is how it should look underneath the security settings. Everything is unchecked except for the chat, start video, and that's it. All right, we don't need them renaming themselves, unmuting themselves, and so on and so forth. So now that Clint is done, bear in mind this will all be a smooth transition in the background. You will not have these 1, 2, 3 ABC steps to do this once you've watched this video. So I now have host permissions right here. I need my new chair, who, if I look at the schedule right here, as I have it pulled up, I'll look for the blue, which is the chair line, or the red, which is the host line, me. So we'll look at the chair, and we'll just, for example, see, we'll say it's 7 p.m. almost, and we'll see that Allison is coming into chair, and I am listed as host. And I'm going to remove that right now because we don't want to cause any confusion in the actual meeting. But so now I'm looking at my screen and I'm looking for Allison. I see her, but I don't see her. So I must message her. Well, she's already messaged me. Impatient. Please start video. There we go. Normally she would say, hey, I'm here to chair. And I see it's Allison. Okay, so I am able to right click if I'd like to on her video. I can also go to the 3 dots above her name and I'm still given the same options. Or I can go to the 3 dots on the video of hers. I believe, and Clint, I'll need you to verify this. If you long press on an iPad, or I believe it's just an iPad, you can also access those options, like how I'm right clicking on Allison's video right now. So I'm going to make, well, hello. Don't know how.
So on an iPad, you just double click and it'll give you the options. If you hold the video, it gives you the option to move the screen on an iPad, to move the square, I should say. It gives you the ability to move squares around, as long as no one's talking.
Okay. I understand now what that software is doing. Okay. So basically, if you see, Justin, go ahead and raise your hand for me. And you see that Justin's hand is raised. Right now, I cannot move someone's video. I cannot move someone's video while their hand is raised. See how it says you cannot move a video while someone has their hand raised? I hit OK. That's the same thing that Clint is talking about. If someone has their hand raised, if someone is unmuted, anybody, you cannot change their video up. You cannot drag. Now go ahead, Justin, or actually I'll show you. We're going to lower his hand right here. Now look, I can move him over here if I want to. I can move myself over here if I want to. Also, we'll squeeze right in there. They will just drop him right over there, and now I can do whatever I want, and they stay there until someone new logs in and turns on their video and knocks it all back into the order that it wants to go into. So getting back to the point of all of this, just so you know, when I've now co-hosted my chair, it is now, we'll pretend like here down here says 7 p.m. just for giggles and such. It is now top of the hour. Clint has said that serenity prayer and he's moving on with his life. And Allison's going to come in and she is going to thank Clinton, do all that good stuff. So you're going to go ahead and watch me. I like to right click on the video ever since I realized it's a hell of a lot easier. And I removed co-host permissions. I right click on Allison and I make her co-host. You can do, I would suggest doing that prior to 7 p.m. or top of the hour, if you will, just so that you are able to have a smooth transition from co-host to co-host, chair to chair, if you will. Kind of remember that C, that chair, that co-host are hand in hand there. All right, so I am going to shut my mouth here. I'm going to hit my video or my audio. I'm going to kill it. And Allison's going to open up the meeting as it's now, like I said, top of the hour. And I will get my postings in the chat. You will still hear me talk, listener of this video. However, my participants of Zoom will not hear me talk. All right, so while Allison is introducing the meeting.
Hi. Welcome to the 121 Open AA Marathon Meeting 24/7, 365. We have some meeting etiquettes. Follow AA traditions. Read AA-related literature. Share about our recovery. 5-minute shares.
On the schedule.
We don't criticize each other.
It's real
if you have
quick
a
and
problem
easy.
with somebody,
Click on it.
call them or call your
Right-click and
sponsor.
copy.
Please don't bring it to the
Control
meeting.
copy if you
If you'd like to learn how to be
keyboard
trained,
shortcut,
please
shortcuts.
message
And
121
right-click and paste.
meeting
or control
schedule at
paste.
Gmail.
Now
If
you
you'd like
see
to be on the
that didn't
Facebook,
she
121
just
AA
read
Meeting
off
at
the
Gmail.
top of the hour post. That's the post that we
I have already
utilize
asked
at every
somebody
top
to
of the
read how
hour.
it works. I've done the preamble.
All right.
And my topic this hour is going to be
now
there is the solution.
Allison will then introduce her topic so I can quickly, as her host, post it for the room to read. And I am going to also post what we call the service call. So again, if I go back to the schedule here, right next to the top of the hour post that is clearly labeled in yellow, you see the 121 service call. It gives you step-by-step instructions on how to utilize this template that is located right here underneath. Again, you can right-click on this and click copy. You can use your shortcuts on your keyboard, however you want to do it. You're copying this square here. So we've opened the new schedule. That's number one. We've copied the below. Now what am I supposed to do here? Well, you can utilize Notepad like I do down here, or you can come directly into the chat, right-click and paste and fill in the hours. This is a little bit more of a pain in the butt, so you may want to get yourself a notepad, a sticky note type app, whatever you would like to do. Now, when it comes to this, as you can see, my background of my desktop has way too much of 121 involved. Oh boy, and we got the blue spinny. Please hold. It's mad. Here we go. I already have these pre-written up, and a lot of people who do service in this meeting already have these notepads, sticky notes, whatever you want to call them, already saved on their desktop because they know they do a lot of service in here. So, for example, and I did not get all of that. I'll get to that in a second. Let me do the postings and then I'll explain the second co-hosts. Okay, so here's my notepad. There's my service call right there. That's what Wednesday, December 7th looked like. Now, as long as it is clear and it is obvious as to what the service call is, if you want to add in a couple of notations like there's a lot of openings. We have a chair spot open at the next hour. However you want to grab that person's attention, feel free to do so. Just make sure it does align with this here that is located again on the schedule underneath this red bar where it says see below for postings. So I don't know why you can't see yourself, Clint. That's I guess we'll just do that real quick and see if you can. I just gave you co-host permissions. Maybe you can move yourself around.
It
That's
doesn't
having
even allow.
technical difficulties on his
It's
own.
not allowing me to do anything.
And I can't hear him either. That's because I'm muted. Okay.
Am I muted?
Nope. I was muted.
Can you see me?
Uh-huh.
I can't see I have no square on my end. That's weird.
iPhone, iPad.
iPad. The one I always use now. The one that zooms in.
Go to your background apps and find your Zoom that's open in your background. Because you're still on it. You're still here. Do you know how to do that, my dear?
No. This is weird.
I believe you swipe from the bottom up, and that'll pull your background apps up. Hit your home button, that one button that your iPad, iPhone has, and then swipe up. You just twitched. Now we're learning, people. We are learning.
Still, I don't see me.
All right. Well, while Clint works on that in the background and my other participants help, I'm going to mute myself and I'm going to mute them. And I'm going to mute them so they cannot hear you guys giving Clint advice on how to get that situation fixed because I'm an Android. Okay.
What are you trying to do, Clint?
So now,
yeah,
there's
just no square. I don't see me. I see four people. I see you, Amber, Mercedes, and Justin. That's it.
Go up to the top and see if you took away your permission to see you.
I have that as well
in the view section.
So this was the topic.
In the view section. What's the view section?
In the chat, you just utilize a lot of copy and paste. A lot of copy and paste.
Well, this is what's
Alright,
good, though,
so-
we're learning.
As the host, you're
So
going
I
to
see the 5
repeat these two
participants. I'm co-hosting, but I
postings.
have no square.
Not excessively. Let people chat.
I see meeting
but
settings.
you want to make sure they know
security,
that this
Yeah,
is
go to
what's
meeting
happening.
settings and see what it
That
says
this is
for
the top.
viewing
The
participants.
top of the hour post will only be
Show
posted
self-view
once
is off.
at the top
There
of
you
the
go.
hour.
Turn it on.
Okay.
How did
I'll
that
mute my
happen?
computer
I
and
don't know.
see how that went.
That's all. Now I'm back. I see myself. Okay, thanks, guys.
Look
So
at
this
that.
is what you got to do when you can't see yourself. You go to meeting settings and you go down to
Self-view.
yes, thank you.
Say that again. I don't know that the recording picked that up.
When you can't see yourself, you got to go to meeting settings and check your self-view if it's turned on or off.
On the Zoom meeting settings, correct? So on my end, what Dave is talking about, so that you can kind of see, before you log into any meeting, you'll have this box right here. You'll hit join. You'll type in 665-894-2198 if you'd like to join the 121 marathon meeting, open AA marathon meeting. But he's talking about right here. When you click on that gear, there's all these settings. And which one was it, my dear?
Self-view.
Self-view.
Well, that must be an Apple thing because as you can see, we have all of these options, but no self-view.
When you have the meeting open,
I'm listening.
for yours, it's on view at the top.
Ah, okay.
You get
Here,
your gallery
right
self-view.
here. What does that button do? I don't know what I just clicked, so we're not going to click that. Okay. There's speaker. Look at me, I'm talking. Popped it up. There's gallery, which is everybody, and most people.
Hide, and then it'll say hide self-view. And then it'll also say hide non-participants with their video off. So if you only got people with their video on, you need to unclick that because it'll hide people that don't have their videos on.
And then, see right here. See, I'm gone now. They can still see me, but based on my view, I am gone. But when I click that back, show self-view, I'm back.
Right. Now, if my video is turned off,
Yeah, that's
you click non-participants, view not,
hide
I'll disappear.
non-participants video or non-video participants. Now, Dave, say something.
I've disappeared. You can't see me.
Up here at the top, Diamond Dave is talking, but we
But you
don't
can't
see
see
him.
me. Right.
So we want to show non-participants. There he
Yeah.
is.
Now you can see me.
Oh, and look, we could just pin this real quick as a side note. Now, remember, people, pinning someone's video will allow you to see their video up close like that. Oh, the
Can you
classiness
stop
of
my video?
121.
Can you restart my video, please?
Yeah, hold on, though. But, so I can, everybody's seeing this right here. I'm only seeing this right here. This large picture of Dave. We can actually allow to record files, allow to multi-pin. What the heck? All right, we're going to remove pin. We're going to right click on Dave. We're going to ask him to start his video. What the hell? I know. Go ahead, Dave. There you go. All right. It got shut off somehow. Okay, so as you can see underneath that security badge, if people are having problems starting their video, chatting, those check marks need to be there. You as the host are responsible for the administrative background of this meeting. If I hit this red button right here and I say end meeting for all, bye-bye peoples and bye-bye meeting. And you've just given 27,000 people a heart attack. It's okay. It happens. Don't worry. Just call or email myself or this lovely gentleman right here, Diamond Dave. Now, We'll go like this just so everybody can see that. I'll close that out. We're going to minimize that. And we're going to go here. What is that again? Alt L? Nope, clearly not. Control L. There you go. All right. So this is that PDFs that we went through a little while ago for the chair position. A suggested format, obviously, for the chair, but here's your host position now. Give me just a moment, just a moment, just a moment. We posted the top of the hour, we posted the topic, we posted the service call. Yes, you can get the service call from the previous host. However, please double check it against the schedule. It is imperative that we give out the correct times because if not, we cause massive confusion. And confusion with people of our nature and disease doesn't really go well together. People freak out sometimes, so it's not always the best. Try not to cause confusion. All right. Trying to see. Yep. Okay, it is down at the bottom. I did skip over the one, Justin, but I'll hit it right at the bottom, as you can see. So please stay at and pay attention to your computer. Yes, you are allowed to go and pee if you need to, but let your chair know that you are leaving your post. Let your co-host, your Jerry Springer of the show, know. I'll be right back. You on your own, my friend, for 5 minutes. We need to make sure there's clear communication between the chair and the host, or the meeting's going to get a little bit confusing. And again, we don't want to cause any confusion. Post the top of the hour post. We went over that. Post the topic. We went over that while they were fixing Clint Torres over there. Post the service call. There we go. As far as the Joe and Charlie shift, let me show you that real quick, what that's speaking of. If you see right here, back to the schedule. Let me minimize these guys real quick. We have purple right here, and we got purple right here. So between the hours of midnight Eastern Standard Time and 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we do a speaker tape. We do a big book study. It's a great big book study by two gentlemen named Joe and Charlie. But these time frames you do not need to worry about in regards to the service posting. All of that's down here to match up on the schedule, the postings in purple. Again, you do not have to worry about that. The Joe and Charlie tapes session from midnight till 5 a.m. is handled outside of this meeting here. All right, so let's go back here. Let's go Control L. We got the, all right. So monitor the screen. There we go. Moving you guys real quick. Monitor the screen and chat for trolls during the meeting. We kind of went over this in the chair video, but just bear in mind what I had just talked about with those access points to the controls. Either right click on their video, click the 3 dots above their video, as you can see right here, these 3 dots right here, right click on their video, or if you'd like to, you can also go to the participants list and click the 3 dots there. It's entirely up to you, whatever is the quickest way for you to remove the interruption. A lot of times they will pop into the chat right here. A lot of derogatory wordage and such. We want to cover that up. So when people are looking at this, they're not seeing those derogatory messages. They're seeing the topic. They're seeing the service call. Whatever you need to do, if that requires you to post the topic in the service call 7 times over, feel free to do so. If it becomes too much in the chat, please bear in mind you are able to turn off the chat. However, I do suggest not completely shutting off the chat. You go to those 3 dots right there on the chat, and you want them to only be able to chat with the hosts. and the co-hosts, so that when they do, because they will, when they do message the host and the co-host, we can then remove them immediately because we have the permissions to do so, and they're not bothering the remainder of the participants in the meeting. That's really utilized when it's an excessive amount and just a continual amount. All right. So, Mr. Justin, help me out with my brain memory and such. Did we go over the difference between a troll and criticism?
In the last training video?
Yes.
I'm guessing yes that we have.
All right.
Anything having to do with trolls, we probably went over it in the last video. For the last video.
Perfect. Thank you, sir. And look, I can mute him. Ha done. All right. So, yes, again, same thing. Criticism, dang it, didn't mean to hit the button. Criticism is different from trolls. Criticizing people will be warned and then removed. Trolls, for obvious reasons, they're extremely inappropriate. You remove them on Flash, on site of the inappropriateness, or in the chat of the inappropriate. All right, we'll go into the breakout rooms in the next video. Dang it. Keep the public chat on all times. We just went over that. Add and removing co-host permissions. We just went over that. This last point here. There's a couple of things in here that are very important. First thing, do not interrupt the chair or someone who is sharing unless the etiquettes are being violated, if they're being spoken against, if someone's being critical of someone else's share, if someone is being critical in a manner that is rude, is condescending, whatever the case may be, they need to be interrupted and shut down. If your chair is not catching it quick enough, if your co-host is not catching it quick enough, this is where you take on the responsibility of interrupting that member and making sure they are aware that what is being said is not permitted at the 121 Open AA Marathon meeting. The next point is that, as you'll see here, we'll go back to the participants tab. We have the host and we have the host and we have the co-host, excuse me. You will always come in and you will always see this name or some version of 121 Marathon meeting, something along those lines, as co-host. Diamond Dave, that guy right there. And another person named Melissa will remain co-hosted throughout the meeting. So as you can see right now, we have Miss Allison, who is our chair. We have Amber, myself, who is the host, the admin in the background. We have Diamond Dave as the co-host. And then we have Clint Metzinger as the co-host, but we're just going to pretend like that says Melissa. All right. Reason being, there's a lot of reasons behind it, but the one reason that I'm going to give you and basically stress, if you do as the host, because sometimes this happens, and you hit that little red button down there and you hit end meeting for all, instead of it completely ending the meeting, it'll bounce back to that guy there or to our pretend Melissa here. Yeah, they got the same hair length, so I guess, well, ish. He's getting there. So that would explain why we have that last part down there, unless obviously otherwise directed by Diamond Dave. And any changes, instructions, what have you, will come from the email address or directly from the horse's mouth. The email address is right. It's not the, here we go. Okay. That would be the email address that your notifications will be from for any administrative changes like service calls, or now we have Clint being our backup co-host from here on out instead of Melissa type of thing. Whatever the case may be, it'll come from, I don't even want to say it because he's going to do it again, that guy right there, Diamond Dave, directly from his mouth, his human mouth. I'm just going to go like this because God only knows what sound's going to come out after I said that. Or it'll come from that email address right here. So keep that in mind. Okay. Holy crap. I need a breath. So Justin, have fun.
Okay, so I believe that one thing that we haven't covered yet is how to handle a request from somebody in the meeting asking to be of service. They've seen the service call and they say, "Oh, hey, 6 p.m. is open, and I have nothing to do at 6 p.m. and I know how to chair, and chair is open, so I'm sitting here, let's say it's like 2 p.m. right now, and I would like to be chair at 6 p.m. So I am going to private message Amber and say, I have selected Amber in chat, and I'm going to message saying, hey, Amber, I am interested in taking the 6 p.m. chair slot.
See right there. And now he just said that. Okay, so we're going to pretend like I'm not Amber. I have no editing abilities. I cannot go to this schedule right here and just type in Justin's name at 6 p.m. I need to contact someone. Who do I contact? For same day service, there's a difference between the two. If it's next day service, you're going to go ahead and send an email to the meeting schedule email, and that would be this right here that I'm typing in. I had to think about that. CHED, yeah. All right. So you will send a message as the host. Justin is not going to do this. Justin can, but Justin doesn't know yet. He's still new to service. So we know, because we've been here for a minute, that we got to somehow get tomorrow at 6 p.m. taken care of and on that schedule, right? So I'm going to send a message to that Gmail address right there saying, hey, Justin D, Las Vegas, said he'd take 6 p.m. chair tomorrow because it's open. Have a great evening. You don't have to word it like that, but there's a suggestion for you. Now, if it's same day service. So if you have a same day service request, as Justin has just asked for right here, I'm interested in taking the 6 p.m. chair slot. Well, you've watched this video. You are now able to, you now have the meeting schedule, 121 meeting schedule at gmail.com email address. So after watching these 4 videos, the intro, the chair, the host, and the breakout rooms, you're going to go ahead and you're going to send an email to that email address I have in the chat right here. And you're going to let the people, the scheduling team on the other side of this email, you're going to let them know that you've watched the emails or the videos, and that the only thing you need from them is to be added to the schedule at whatever day and time you choose, and that you also need the contact information should anybody request to be of service same day. The scheduling team will get back with you very promptly and advise you of who to contact that can edit the schedule and place Justin's name on that 6 p.m. slot. As you can see right here, that's what it will look like. If I receive that notification I'm hosting right now, I can go ahead and edit this spreadsheet. You, as the viewer, will only be able to view the spreadsheet, copy the spreadsheet, like I had shown you before in the video. Other than that, I think we've covered everything for the host position. Is there anything anyone needs to add, or are we good to go? You got a thumbs up, two thumbs up, a shake of the head, and there's a second two. We got two. All right. Not going to enter that joke. All right. Thank you for watching this video, and we hope to hear from you soon.